Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena. I am a writer working on my first book whilst homeschooling my girls and being with them 24/7. So update. It has been almost 3 weeks because what is my life if things don't happen when I'm just... Okay, so I'm currently working on draft 4. I'm officially actively working on draft 4. I have started revisions. I'm starting chapter 5 today. Now, when I would have updated you guys sooner, I would have updated you guys probably a week or more ago, 10 days ago, to tell you that I was 5 days ahead of schedule. I finished my revision plan, my revision prep. I was ahead by 5 days and super proud of myself. The original plan, so today's the 26th of August. The original plan had been that I was going to finish my revisions by the 15th, and then until the 20th, I would be working on like any world building, any other prep that needed to be done, and I would start draft 4 on the 20th. I finished my revisions way ahead of that, my revision plan way ahead of that. I was 5 days ahead. I was super pumped because I was like, okay, we're getting ahead, we're moving. The next day I got vertigo. For anyone who doesn't know what vertigo is, it can be caused by various things. I believe mine was sleep deprivation since the girls had been sick and I had not slept for 2 days straight. I woke up in the morning and everything was turning. The whole room was just whirling around and around. It is dizziness on steroids. I think I read that somewhere. It is insane. Okay, it is insane. I couldn't walk. Like the first 2-3 hours of that morning, I could not even get out of bed because getting out of bed meant I was falling down. Like I could not stand straight. So I couldn't look at a screen, I couldn't look at my phone, my computer, I couldn't look at anything. I couldn't even look at a book, okay? The only thing I could look at after a certain point was my Kindle on dark mode, okay? That's all I could look at. I don't know why, that screen is fine, but it was the only thing I could look at for 5 days straight. I mean, I got a lot of reading in. That was awesome. The 5 days that I was ahead are no more. I am still on schedule. It is the 26th of August. I am starting editing revisions of chapter 5. I'm very happy with where I am right now. I found my rhythm. I definitely found my rhythm. It took me a little bit, but I'm also finding that, well, we'll get into that. We will talk about the revision. Let me just, look at me just being all ADHD on you guys. So the 5 days that I was ahead were basically then sucked up by my being unable to look at a screen and do anything. So, I mean, technically, I guess the fact that I was a bit ahead saved me from being behind. Again, my own schedule, but still. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. It is what it is. The first time I was able to be ahead and anyway, so. Fantasy romance, draft 4. We are jumping into revisions. I jumped into revisions last week. It is Tuesday. I have been soldiering through. It took me a little while to kind of get into a flow of how I wanted to go about these revisions. I had marked up my entire book. I have a very clear revision plan, like what I want to change, what needs to move, what needs to be deleted. I have a very clear plan. It's just I wasn't sure how to go about it, especially when it came to like the writing and the scenes where I had to really add stuff, change stuff, delete stuff, really get work done in them. But I did find my rhythm. I did find my rhythm because one scene took me, oh my gosh, I think it took me 2-3 days where I had to I kind of tried to figure out what I was doing. Then I came back to it the next day. I wrote everything up and I was not happy with it. I read it again the next day. Quick edit through it the next day and I'm happy with it. And now I know how to go about it. Like the next time I had to do it, it was way faster because I knew the steps. Like first I go in with blue letters. Okay, I'm all over the place today. I apologize, but it is what it is. I love Scrivener's revision mode where you can pick a separate color. Now the first revision mode is in red with Scrivener. The red just wasn't doing it for me for some reason. I don't know why, don't ask me. So I moved on to blue. I love the blue for some reason. So everything I'm adding into the document is now blue. So I go ahead and I write what I want to change, the feelings, the emotions, what I want to happen in the scene, what information needs to be added, what just generally what needs to change in a bit of a telling myself what needs to happen kind of way. And that's within brackets. And then I will go in and I will start removing what needs to be removed. I will start slowly writing out what I want whilst looking at that little paragraph I wrote for myself, telling me what I had to do. And then I'll get rid of that. And then I'll go through it one more time and I will edit that as well, and it is perfection. Another thing that I've noticed that happens now, like I've never been able to do this up till this draft, I'm able to go back and edit my work. Usually what happened to me with all the previous drafts, I could never go backwards. Like once I wrote a scene, I was done until the next draft with it. I could not deal. I could not go back to it. I don't know. My brain just... Now with revisions, I don't know what it is, but I am more than happy to write something, be a bit like, and come back to it the next day. I will move on. I will start working on the next scene, the next chapter, and then the next day I will go back, read what I wrote, and edit it again, and make it better. And I'm happy with that. Like, I don't know how, yeah, okay. So your girl is learning. I think the one thing that I realized this past weekend was, partially sad as it sounds, but at the same time, it's a good thing. Even if this book goes nowhere. So I am going to be querying this book. That's the goal. Yes. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Story of my life. Try writing a book when you're interrupted every 5 minutes. It's fun. It is so fun. What was I saying? Oh yes, that's what I was saying. Okay, found it. Got it. Oh gosh. So I was saying that I realized this past couple of days that I do want to query this book. So the plan for this book is that I want to finish it, however drafts it takes, all that fun stuff. I want to query it. That is the end result. Even if it goes nowhere, the number one thing that I've realized is that I have learned so much about my process, about how I write books, about how to just go about this whole thing. And I actually have 2 projects that I'm looking forward to starting. Not just one, two. That I'm full on excited to start writing. Like I don't even know which one to pick out of the 2, Because the idea right now with this revision is ideally with knowing my luck, but we're just gonna go with ideal plans and just go with it, I want to be done with these revisions by the end of September. And then I want to send this off to beta readers for October, during the month of October, whilst I work on a new project. So I'm thinking that maybe October, November, I might give myself the time to just brainstorm another project, kind of get my, just work on something else, something different, kind of get myself out of this world a little bit, remove myself from it, so that when the beta reader feedback comes back, I'm also looking at it with like fresh eyes, Because I haven't really been able to take a step away from the book. So many things have happened throughout the 1.5 years almost that I have been working on this book that have kept me away from it for large chunks of time. And those large chunks of times have not helped me in any way, shape, or form. It made it really hard for me to get back into it. But I feel like at this point, I've reached a very different stage in the book. In the same way that with revisions, I'm able to kind of go back and forth now, improve the previous chapters as well as I move on through the book. I think I'm just reaching a very different stage in my writing and in the way I write. And I'm learning new things about myself when it comes to being a writer. And I'm really, really loving that. I also will say I love revisions. I'm enjoying it so much because it's like, you're not drafting just out of your head. It's you know it's there. Like you have a plan, you can see what you're working with, and you are just improving and adding and making it better. And I love it. I love it. I'm also trying to cut down on words. Fun story. I did start out cutting out quite a few words. I've reached a point now where I've added as many as I've cut out. So it is what it is. I'm hoping I'll be able to trim more as we move on. We shall see how it goes. Because right now, 139,000 is not, oh God, help me. No. So, with all that being said, this is a very rambly video, a very all over the place video. I am in the thick of revisions for draft 4. I am starting work on chapter 5 today, and it's just exciting. It's just fun all around. I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm loving the fact that I have now found how I want to go about my revisions. Anyway, so I'm gonna let you guys go because I need to jump into revisions. I do want to try, see, I say this every time and then I don't do it and then I feel bad. But I'm hoping that if I say it enough, I will feel bad enough in order to do it, if that makes sense. I really want to start like vlogging, like actually vlogging my writing day. The problem is the interruptions, the multiple interruptions that kind of send me into spirals. Writing a book when you're a mom, I've seen people say, it's really hard when you have to work, when you have like a 9-to-5 job. It's really hard when you have school, when you have, whatnot. I feel like, and a lot of people add parenting into that as well. It's like if you have a job, if you have kids, when you have kids, And when those kids are homeschooled and with you constantly, and you literally have no babysitting available, that's not including their dad, that's separate from their dad. There's no one else to kind of look after them for like a couple of hours while you get some quiet writing time. It is, I don't know how I've written this book, to be honest with you guys. I don't know. I can hear footsteps. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna try do like a vlog style, maybe today, tomorrow, the rest of this week for Friday. Who knows what I'll manage to do in the end. The goal is, I think, so I was contemplating setting a goal for my editing other than like the general want to be done by the end of September, but it's just every chapter is so different. Some are smaller, some are larger, some need a lot more work, some need very little work. So I can't really set much, like I can't say too much. I can't set goals that really make sense, because even if I say, oh, I want to be done, you know, with like 20 chapters by the end of next week, for example, I could be done with less because some of them needed more work than others. I could be done with way more. So it's just very, I don't want to disappoint myself. I think I will go with what I have done when it came to like revision prep, etc. I feel like that really worked for me, where I'm just like, I will do as much as I can. So as much as possible, the highest amount of work I can possibly get done per day, per week, I want to get done, with the ultimate goal being I want to be done by the end of September. I think I will definitely kind of reevaluate and see where I'm sitting when it comes to goals next week. So 1st of September, I'm going to kind of just evaluate goals in general, and based on where I am, based on where I go this week. So I think at least for this week, I'm just going to kind of let myself go with a very light and simple, getting as much as possible, like getting as much done as possible. I can't speak. And we will just kind of go from there, I think. So yeah, I will let you guys go, and I will try and do a vlogging video, a writing vlog. I will try. Try being the main word here. We'll see how we go. Bye guys.